5:03 p.m. I'll call our meeting of the trust board to order, and we will start with our prayer. Chief, would you please lead us in prayer?
Wanashi keshamakam, wanashi wuli kishku, sikam no nipan, wanashi be, wanashi nipsi, wili belinen ape ok, nitis, ongamble wogam, ape ok. I'm thanking the Creator for this good spring day that's also like summer. I thank the Creator for what we eat and drink. I ask the Creator to stand us up well and bring a blessing to the Lenape people and our friends. Amen.
Can we remain standing for just a second?
Thank you,
I
Chief.
just wanted to mention that one of our tribal members, Bucky Buck, we went on his journey, and his mother's always here, But anyway, let's just have just a moment of silence, just to remember him. He was really active in the past. He was on the tribal council, was active in our tribe, and I just wanted us to just kind of like pay respects to him and his family, his loved ones for the morning time here, his mother, and just a moment of silence be fine. Thank you.
That's a good idea.
Thank you.
We'll now have roll call.
Chairman Mary Jo Peterson,
Here.
Vice Chair Mary Poe, here. Secretary Vern Crawford, here. Treasurer Joe Brooks, absent. Member Homer Scott, absent. Member Roger Stewart,
Here.
Member John Thomas.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. And welcome our guests here. And I would entertain a motion to approve the agenda as presented here.
Second.
A motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. The agenda is approved. We'll now look at the minutes. These are the minutes from the April 25th, 2018 Trust Board meeting. Where did it say this is here? Oh, that's the minutes from cultural preservation.
accept the minutes as written.
Motion to accept the minutes as written, do I hear a second?
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed?
I'll abstain. I would.
All in favor with one abstention, and the motion is carried. So next on our agenda, we have treasurer's report, and as Joe Brooks is not here, Leslie, would you like to speak to that?
Would you like a microphone?
I can stand real close and yell at you.
That is fine.
Be all right.
Usually just set it on the edge here
Well,
after you tear it up.
speak into the mic.
I was giving him a hard time earlier about not speaking into the mic where everybody could hear.
Now you're getting it back.
All right, in April, we actually had a $37,882.21 loss overall. But our balance with fair market value is still $4,241,149.04. We also currently have $139,974.23 in the checking account. Everybody's well within their budget ranges and still has plenty to spend for the remainder of the year.
So was that loss mainly due to loss of fair market value, or is it drawdowns for expenditures, or
No,
combination?
the drawdown was last month. We took the full amount for the budgets out, where we weren't piecemealing it through the year in order to get a more accurate up and down as far as our investments. The main was coming out of the main asset management account. It was an actual $38,000 loss from the fair market value from March to April. And then our cash account had a small loss of $1,200.
Is there any questions or comments on the financial report?
Are we down from our total from, let's say, 4,279,000? Are we down,
I thought we had a figure like 4 million 3 or 4 million. Seemed
We
like
had
it was,
$4,279,000 last month, as far as March was concerned, and then we went down with the loss of the $37,000 to 4.24. So we did go down in the overall between March and April.
okay, I'll check my records for, I'm talking about maybe 2 or 3 months ago also. See me like I thought, I heard a figure, I thought we were more than that. Because we did have some funds and we
Yeah.
wanted to give it out.
In February, we were a little bit higher, but we had taken the allotment out of the cash account, which gave us 160 deficit, what we had budgeted for, and put it into the checking account. That way we'd get a more accurate view instead of doing 10,000 every month or so. This would give us a more accurate view of how we're going about as far as our management and our investments, whether we're actually having a true gain or loss without taking out cash. The cash for our expenditures is already out. Anything that we have remaining in the year, we will either carry over or can reinvest back in.
what are we losing on? I know there's been some negative in the past pertaining to some small losses, 38,000 or whatever. What investment was that? The reason I ask is sometimes I don't understand some of the jumbo about the accounting system. Sometimes they'll just have maybe parentheses of what the investment is.
I do.
I don't know that from Adam, you know?
Yeah, what I give you as far as your report is concerned is an actual conglomerate in that it's all
Okay.
added. There is 3 reports that we pull off monthly from the Our Best accounts that show where we've invested our funds, what came, what got great reviews and extra monies, and what lost monies depending on our stocks, bonds. and our investments, but there's 3 separate reports to actually detail out, to say, okay, you know, Johnson & Johnson lost 1.5. It doesn't necessarily mean that one of our investments made a loss and the others did not. It could be a group of 5 or 10 different in the investments that lost.
Uh-huh.
It's just part of the stock market and where we've got it invested.
So
So
we
if
just-
you
so-
need more detail, then I
Okay.
can copy those reports, but because they're usually a good half a ream of paper thick,
Isn't one of
Yeah, I
them
don't-
30 pages long, just
Yes.
one?
there's 2 small ones and 1 very big one. And the big one's the one that's got our main monies in it, the millions. So if you ever need a copy or would like to have a copy, I'll be more than happy to make you a copy to be able to read
As it
and
stands
look
right
over.
now, the Arvest decides when to buy, sell, or invest in our monies into the stock market. Whatever it is that they want to put our money into, they the one that has,
They manage it under our direction.
Yes,
you're supposed to be in our direction, but I didn't know.
they can't buy or sell without our permission.
Okay,
So we've, as the reinvestment committee, that when we sit down and discuss what stocks or bonds or different shares we'd like to get into in the stock market, then we advise Scott Johnson, our rep at Arvest, and state, here's how much money we have, we would like to invest in this stock. The last purchase being our railroads. We went with 3 different railroads and divvied up our 13,000 that we had from the prior year to get as much as we could with that 13,000 for the 3 different railroads. Because they looked to be the best out of what we had, like 25 to 50 different options as far as stocks and research to go in to see what we would like to have or not have. The decisions we made as the reinvestment committee was brought back out here to the trust board for a final decision. And like I said, Arvest does not do anything without our permission.
that's what I was thinking. I didn't know, because it sounded like it was kind of pretty broad there. I didn't. Thank you. Appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Is there any other questions or comments on the financials?
I move to approve the financials pending audit.
Motion and second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed?
If I may have an extra moment.
Oh, certainly.
Since you mentioned pending audit, I have our 2017 audit.
Wait on him.
Did we get an unmodified opinion?
We got a very good opinion. Passed with flying colors, no.
Okay, I see the main part here of the report is the opinion. In our opinion, the financial statements referred to above, the trust statements, present fairly in all material respects the respective financial position of governmental activities, each major fund, aggregate remaining fund information of the Delaware Trust Authority as of December 31st, 2017. So, in other words, the best opinion you can get.
Right.
Yay.
That's pretty good for some trust board.
You gotta speak clearer into your microphone there.
These, this CPA, this Anderson, Mark, and Bold,
Mm-hmm.
are they the one that sends out these letters to us that they want us to sign?
Yes, if you would please, they are still missing a couple of members.
I sent mine back.
Letters. They need to have them back as part of the records in
I
order
didn't,
to.
I didn't send mine. When I first got it, I got one, I was just now new on a trust board, and I didn't know what was going on, I
That-
didn't know what was going on, I wasn't gonna sign anything.
I don't blame you. It's a confusing letter when you first get it.
Right, and,
It's a standard part of every audit, I know from working on
You'll-
audits
yeah.
myself.
okay,
You'll
They're
receive it
asking-
every year as long as we get our books audited. You will receive your letter with the same questions and stuff. It's for things like in case you feel that there's something not quite right with the way we're handling the books.
mhm.
They're
Um,
supposed to inquire of the governing board if we have any concerns or if we think there's fraud or, just anything wrong. And then that way they'll look into that.
Mhm.
So So
Yeah,
all
that's what I
that
didn't
is-
know, if there was any fraud or anything in the beginning. You know, maybe I'm signing something here and I don't even know what the hell's going on. Maybe you guys.
And just to your knowledge.
But I'll get mine in, I do have it, and I
Okay.
kind of held back on filling that out, because
That's fine.
I didn't know what was
Anytime
going on
you
with these
receive
people.
anything from our auditors and have questions, you're more than welcome to come into the office and
Okay.
ask. If I don't know, I will contact them and find out what's going on. So, because like I said, they're the ones that are being the unbiased opinion of looking at our books and making sure that we're all above board.
I have one question on that letter, where it says, have we received anything? If we've received assistance through community service or something, that doesn't count, does it?
Honestly, I'm not sure. I don't believe it's like a demerit type bad mark or anything.
No, but
Yeah,
I just wanted to
but-
be sure. I put no, because I didn't want to muddy the waters but I've received assistance, I think Roger has.
I think the answer to that would be yes, if you did receive assistance, but that it went through all the rules and regulations and approvals that anybody
Well,
else.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you would have done the same thing that all the
Just
other
how-
tribal members would have.
Okay.
You didn't
Well,
get
I haven't
favors,
voted
so
yet, so I'll
you're
change.
treated like any other tribal member,
Okay.
and you were eligible for it.
Yeah, I was just, that was another reason that I didn't get it mailed. I wanted to make sure, because I don't.
It's not a problem, I mean, it won't muddy the waters as you think. Because like I said, you guys went through the same paperwork that every other tribal member goes through in order to qualify for our community services assistance.
She wasn't worried about muddying the waters. She was worried about muddying the handcuffs.
Yeah.
If they take her to jail, they'll probably have to take me to jail too, because I signed off on the paperwork, so.
Here's what I was talking about right here. It says on December 31st, 2017, we had 4,495,480.
Uh-huh.
That's what I was, and now I see here we're down to 42.
Yes, we had some losses.
The downturn.
The stock market went very high there for a very long time, just kept growing and growing and growing. If you will look at the graphs that I have attached, like this one, the bar graph, this shows on a month-to-month plane since January of last year, 2017, of whether or not we've grown or decreased. If you will notice, May of 2017, we had a loss. Then we came in for February and March. Now, the March loss would have also included the deduction for our budgets out of the cash account, so that one's kind of a semi-false. We did have a loss larger than just that monies, but
That wasn't a fair market value loss.
No,
That
no.
was drawn
I
out.
think Joe said last month that the actual loss for March was 16,000.
yeah, it was very minor and very small. I would say overall, this one here will show you the different colors for the different harvest accounts that we have that are listed on your reports. Shows the up and down per month and amounts. Sorry, I've got it upside down. So like typical stock market, you've got up, down, up, down, up, down. It just never fails.
I hate the stock market.
It's not one of
Personally.
my favorites either, but.
I don't know why
So.
we invest in it, but of course I'm just,
depending
I
on-
have some other things that I think that we could probably look at, but this is for later on discussion,
Okay.
pertaining to how we like to invest our money and get the best out of it. And then our money and our principal will be completely safe no matter what. As it stands,
Completely assured of that, whatever we're buying stock in, because it's not
Yes.
protected by federal rules. So you just can't go and invest it on anything.
I understand that.
Well, we can discuss that at our.
Yeah,
investment committee.
I would just mention that because the way the situation as it stands now with what we're going through with our particular government is just so uncertain. And that's just the way I feel. Thank you.
Well, and the stock market itself is not a certainty. We're not always going to make money.
Yeah.
You know, we had a very good run there for several months. When you're talking losses, we haven't even given back half of what we've made in the past 6 to 8 months. So, you know, we're still,
You have to look at it over a long run,
Yes,
not just
yes.
short term.
yes, these are a couple of years down the road, and what we're looking at is, you know, in 5 years from now, we'll probably have a lot more than what we actually had. But until then, it's gonna do the up and down until we get to stay up more often than not. But that's the way of investments.
Okay, well, I believe we have a motion and a second on the floor to approve the treasurer's report, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried and the treasurer's report is approved pending audit. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You may say that.
Would you like your microphone back?
Where you gonna
So you
put
can
it?
speak
Where you
into
gonna
it?
put it?
Okay, we'll have our
Thank you.
reports now. Cultural preservation, Homer is not here and Anita is not here. So is there anybody here that was at the cultural preservation meeting?
That was one I missed.
Okay, well,
There
then
was one in the packet,
Oh,
minutes in
okay.
the packet, so I guess.
we can just refer to that.
Roger has community service.
Okay, well, since we don't have anyone here from that committee or who was present at the meeting, we will just go with the minutes that were in there and we can see elders committee. Hey, okay, and the same thing for that. Does anyone have any questions or comments on either of those minutes? The agenda doesn't list any other committees, but Roger, do you have a report from any of your committees?
Yes, I had a report on the community services since I was the only one there. And we had 6 emergency assistants and 2 rental assistants and 1 dental assistant for a total of 28, 34, 51. And with that, that's all I had to add. And education, there was 2, one for athletic assistants and the other for education assistants, each for $50 for a total of $100 even.
Okay, thank you. Let's see, we missed any committees here. There was no meeting for tribal operations or for reinvestment because those don't meet monthly. Reinvestment meets quarterly. Tribal operations is just as needed. Elders is in the packet. How about veterans? Is there anything from the veterans?
The veterans, there was
It's in the
no,
packet.
no meeting,
Yet, no meetings yet.
no meeting yet.
Okay, now that concludes our committee reports. I entertain a motion to accept the committee reports as presented.
So moved.
Motion, do I hear a second?
Second.
Motion and a second to accept the committee reports as presented. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion is carried. Do we have any unfinished business?
We're having our third Wednesday, we're having our meetings every third Wednesday now.
Yes, that's
It
correct.
just, yes, I have no problem with that, but I was just thinking, just as we just mentioned, some of our programs hasn't met yet. Maybe it's next week, or like the Veterans Committee, I think.
Mhm.
Should we give a consideration of maybe wait till after our, this is just, I'm just discussing, just off,
We're
Have a-
bouncing all over the calendar now as is.
pardon me?
We're bouncing all over the calendar now as is.
I think
Is
that
most
the
of our,
reason,
is most of our committees or programs meeting before the third Wednesday?
Used to.
Except the
Really?
vendors.
Okay, that's just what I was wondering, because if we're getting ahead of them, you know, then, like, I
Since
guess we're
it's-
not getting a report.
Says it's just gonna be that one committee out of all the other committees. So-
Okay.
and then
It's
since
one that
people are
day.
expecting a meeting to be third Wednesday.
That was just my concern, and I just, my consideration, I want to make sure that our programs had a chance to conduct their business and we wouldn't get ahead of, yeah.
That makes sense. Okay, is there any new business?
I like to, I was at the tribal council meeting last night, and there was a couple of issues that was brought up, I think, that we should be concerned about. And I know we're a trust board, we're not a tribal council, and I'm not asking to do any kind of tribal council business or anything like that.
So this is just information?
Yeah, just information. We are intertwined, no doubt, and we're intertwined. And if you look at our program and everything that, about our programs, you will see our assistant chief and some of the tribal council members and everybody on these committees. And that's what was confusing to me about why they were trying to attack the trust board, and also like trying to understand what we did. And I see Charles Randall's name on his reports all the time, and he doesn't know what we're doing. But anyway, I just want to point that out. But what I wanted to say is that our tribal council takes care of our business, and we have that 97 acres up in Kansas that was purchased some years back.
Is that the sod farm up?
Yeah, the sod farm.
Oh, okay.
And they had a consortium or a consultational group that did a consultational plan on do some agriculture business on that. And so they raised their own money for their work that they did across all the T's, dot all the I's pertaining to doing an agriculture project there. And their work was complete. And they showed a beautiful plan. I thought it was just wonderful. I said, God, we're going to, this is just, all right. We're going to be raising some of our own food. I wasn't looking at it making a lot of money or anything like that. But we'll be doing something with that land. And the next thing I heard that they want to sell it. I said, what happened? What happened? I said, well, there you guys had a beautiful plan going here. And the next thing I hear, you want to sell the land. And what happened? And from what I could gather is that our corn and beef, their three sister program or doing vegetable stuff wasn't going to make us $1 million. And so they didn't want to do anything with it. So let's just sell the land. I objected to us getting rid of any of our assets, especially land assets. We don't have any land. We're landless. Well, as far as restricted land goes, but as far as what little property we have, sitting right here and that property up there. And I looked at it as just like some old drunk or some old drug addict, I need we need another fixer. Let's sell this. We've got $1 million we can get. And there we are. We don't have no more land left. We spend the money up, and what do you get this? But anyway, I initiated. I said I'm going to start an initiative petition against the sale of this property. I said just because maybe this particular group of people here doesn't know what to do or what to do with it, don't cut the people off down the road that may know what to do with it. Or let's not shut out something that could happen for us down the road that we could do something with that land. So let's just don't cut everything off and just sell the place and say, hey, it was a bad deal in the first place, so we just want to get rid of it because we need the money here. The tribe's going broke, we're going to lose our 106 money. And anything to grab, that's the way I read it. That's the way I kind of read it. We're going to have maybe some layoffs coming up here in the next however many months. But I don't know. But that's the way it appears to me. They can probably inform us better than I can. But I'm against that sale, and I started an initiative petition. I don't have it with me now. I wish I would have brought it, but my printer didn't work I was gonna print it off, but I'm having problems with my printer. And as soon as I get that done, I just want to announce that this one of the things that came up during the tribal council meeting, I was against that. And the second thing I want to bring up is that they also had a banishment. They wanted to banish a person, bad people, people who may disrupt our tribe in some kind of way, maybe through whatever kind of violence, vice, or whatever.
By banishment, do you mean take away their tribal membership, or do you mean that they're not allowed on the property?
They're not allowed on the property. That probably include tribal membership. It's very open. It was very vague. It could mean anything. Of course, I was against that. I said, we've got a street running right across our property. We've got a highway. Maybe we should put up a roadblock up there and make sure we don't have any undesirables coming across our property. If we're going to go that far as that, hey, we're not in. You know, it sounds like somebody wants to build a wall, or somebody wants to, get into that type of politics, banishing people. Or let's hate the Muslims or the Mexicans or the Indians. Any minority. But anyway, that I just wanted to bring that to your attention as well. Is that there people wants to start banishing people around here.
Well, thank you for bringing that to our attention, and as you noted, that was a tribal council meeting, so that isn't something that we can address further here. However, I would encourage all our trust board members and all our tribal members to pay attention to the tribal council and attend the meetings if possible, and be involved in our tribe's business. Chief, do you have anything that you wanted to say about that, since it was brought up?
Well, first of all, it wasn't even about a tribal member. There was an ex-employee that came here and decided that she was gonna beat up somebody.
That
And
sounds
tried
like a
to-
police issue.
And on drugs. And I voted against the resolution, and the resolution didn't pass, a resolution for banishment. But the only reason I voted against it was because of the use of the word banishment. If we had simply wrote a resolution that says we've got the right to bar somebody from this property who is in the process of a criminal act, I think that would have been sufficient. I didn't like the use of the word banishment because it sounded to me like it was trying to say we've got a right to banish our tribal members from this property. So
It didn't pass then?
yeah, the only thing I had a problem with it was the use of that word banishment. And I'll always have a problem with that, but I think the tribe does have a right, as does any property owner, to keep criminals or people on drugs that might hurt our employees off of the property.
Well, thank you, Chief.
And I'll
Clarifying
vote
that.
for a resolution as long as it gets rid of the word banishment.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
the reason I bring up some of these issues, because we also have an audience, and sometimes, since we are interconnected with our tribal council, as you've seen, where they wanted to take away the trust funding in the past, they even wanted to do away with the trust board altogether. And so our people should know what is going on through us, through the trust board. We should have a voice If we have to express ourselves as something that the tribal council is doing, I think that it's all right for us to say so, as long as we're not trying to anything interrupting with the tribal council, because we're not the tribal council, but our people should know as well, the trust board people who voted for us. We do have a constituent out there that voted for trust board members.
Yes, we're all here because the people voted for us.
Yes.
Correct. Okay, now we can set the time, date, and location of the next meeting, and that's pretty much already been set, since we decided at the last meeting it's gonna continue to be the third Wednesday. Let me get my calendar out.
I'll move to have the next meeting at 5 PM on June 20th. Yes.
Yes.
Say again?
June 20th.
It'd be June 20th, 5 PM. Okay, we have a motion to have our next meeting here at 5 PM on Wednesday, June 20th. Is there a second to that motion?
I'll second it.
Motion and a second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. And now I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
If I'm not here at the next meeting, it's because I went to South Dakota. My family will always participate in our annual Sundance rituals there in South Dakota. So in case I'm not here, that's why. I just wanted to announce that to you guys.
Okay, thank you. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned. It is
40?
5:40 PM.
I think
Thank
that's
you
what I
all.
can see.